Hi, welcome to this video session on the various roles involved in Hoshin Kanri deployment. If your organization is already doing Hoshin Kanri, this video can help you to find out what roles are actually missing and take appropriate actions. If your organization is planning to do Hoshin Kanri, then again by watching this video you may be able to understand how you have to plan for deployment of Hoshin Kanri from a roles and infrastructure perspective in your organization. So let me start with the various roles. There are 5 important roles. The first and the foremost is the organizational Hoshin leadership team role. Now this is a group of people who are responsible for the success of the organization as a whole. They are responsible for the success of the strategic plan of the organization. So usually this team is nearly same as the management committee or executive leadership team of the organization. The next is the functional Hoshin leadership team. Now this functional Hoshin leadership team is at a functional level, while the earlier one was an organization level. So typically in the earlier one you would have had the CEO and his direct reports, the business heads, etc. as part of the Hoshin leadership team at an organization level. In the latter case, it would be the functional leadership, so it might be a specific functional head and his sub-functional heads or his direct reports will constitute this team. The objective of this team is to make sure that the function is successful, which means the function is able to contribute to the overall organization's goals in a positive manner, and at the same time the function is able to achieve its own objectives. There might be vision for a function as a whole, so is the organization able to support the function to accomplish that? So in order for that to happen, you need to have some roles which are responsible for that. So the functional Hoshin leadership team is primarily responsible for that. Now if you look at the third important role, is what we call as a Hoshin leader. A Hoshin leader is nothing but an individual who is responsible for owning and driving a strategic initiative or a strategic project within the organization. So these strategic projects or initiatives emanate from either the policy deployment matrix 1 or policy deployment matrix 2, which means it can emanate from the organizational leadership team or from the functional leadership team. The strategic initiatives will be assigned to an individual. That individual will be a Hoshin leader. So he is accountable for ensuring that this particular strategic initiative is run successfully and it accomplishes its purpose. Now this leader is supported by a cross-functional team, and that's what we call as a Hoshin team. So if there are 10 Hoshins, you would have 10 leaders, and each Hoshin would have multiple team members, so it might have 3 to 4 team members. So that would be the constitution of the Hoshin teams. So the team members in a way are working closely with the Hoshin leader in order to accomplish a strategic project. And the last and another important and very critical role is that of the Hoshin planning core committee. Now for all this to happen, there needs to be a core committee. There needs to be a core committee that plans for the deployment of Hoshin Kanri. It's a steering committee. It makes sure that the deployment is successful. So it chooses what needs to be done at what point of time. It checks what is the maturity level within the organization. How do you educate people about Hoshin? How do you validate some of the outputs that have been produced? So all that is part of the Hoshin core committee's responsibility. This is usually consisting of maybe a facilitator, might be an internal or external facilitator, maybe the CEO and his executive assistant, or it can be someone else who is championing Hoshin within the organization. So that's essentially the core committee. So to sum up, firstly the Hoshin leadership team, which is responsible for driving the strategy of the organization, functional leadership team, which is responsible for driving functional goals and functional initiatives. Hoshin leader is responsible for driving strategic projects. The Hoshin teams are in turn working with the Hoshin leader to help him accomplish a strategic project, and the core committee is responsible for the planning process. So that's in a nutshell about the various roles. If you wish to know more about Hoshin Kanri, please feel free to drop into our website collaborate.com, and you will get more information from our website. Thanks for joining, and looking forward to seeing you again in another video session.